I don't know about you guys, but I work pretty hard.
Yeah.
And I work outside, and it's really hot. I go home every day sore as hell, tired. All I want to do is relax. You know what I do?
What do?
I go to my beautiful, fresh bag of blood orange gummies from Value Sesh.
Blood orange.
I've been ripping one of those at least one a day for the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
And the relaxation and that pressure off all my joints and my body, incredible.
Oh my God.
It's the perfect way to wind down every day. If you're like me, Monday through Friday, you bust an ass, you want to come home and relax.
Little relaxation sensation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like it.
Can't say enough good things about Value Sesh. Love them. Go check them out. Use code SCAREDY, SCAREDY. Get yourself some money off. Boys, put your girlfriends, your wives, your daughters to bed.
Send them out here.
Because Thursday night's for the boys.
Yeah, we're drinking whiskey.
Yeah, I'm drinking beer.
Oh, what kind of beer you drinking on a man night?
All of them. Which one aren't I drinking?
Dang.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. We're over here streaming live on TikTok while we record our new episode of Scaredycast. Let me tell you guys something. I got to ask you guys, please, if you want more Scaredy for your cast, head on over to patreon.com/Scaredycast, man. Ooh, we got a lot of content over there. We're going to be having a ton of it this October. It's spooky season. It's our Super Bowl.
We are booked.
It's our time to shine.
Booked.
Let me tell you something.
And the only place you can be able to see all this content is going to be on that Patreon, because some of the stuff we're doing this October, it's not going to be released anywhere else but Patreon.
Yeah.
So
Dang.
We are traveling. We are going around the country. We are making so much content coming up.
we're going to start this episode off with a science experiment.
Dude, this is so cool.
I went down to Evil Izzy's Haunted Emporium.
Which
The
this
best.
podcast is brought to you by.
This whole show is brought to you by.
Yeah.
And I bought Art the Clown Terrifier Bloodbath action figure.
How cool.
It is an Art the Clown action figure with bloody color changing action.
Okay, so we
Ew.
need to get a good, clear shot of what it looks like before.
We will. Let me get it out of the old package here. Please take it away as I struggle with the packaging.
Isn't there supposed to be another Terrifier coming out?
There is one coming out this October.
If you guys haven't seen the trailer, watch the trailer for
I have
Terrifier
not
3.
seen the trailer.
Well, or not. Maybe
I
you
don't
don't
wanna
have to
see
do
the trailer.
That's totally fine.
I'm
too.
already going to go see this movie opening night.
That's true.
So I don't-
Can you take me? Can I go?
I would hope we're all going to go.
Can you buy me some sour Skittles?
Sure.
I have not seen any of the Terrifiers, so I need to catch up.
You do.
Makes sense.
I have the second one if you want to borrow it from me on VHS.
What? Wait, hold on. There's
Huh?
more than, well, there's 2 Terrifiers, but there is more to the lore of Art the Clown. He's actually in other movies as well. There was
He's-
movies before.
And it was just announced.
Ah, God.
Michael Myers,
Yeah.
Sam from Trick or Treat, and Art the Clown are coming to Call of Duty.
What?
Yeah.
The show?
The sh-
Just kidding. Just kidding. This is an extension of a joke from the previous episode. No one word me.
I don't want to take his weapons out of here. We'll just use him.
Yeah,
for now,
okay,
'cause I don't
real
wanna
quick
lose
though,
nothing.
just to say, what does he have?
So
'Cause
in there we have a bag that has like a face outlines because he's carrying a bunch of body parts.
it
in his
looks
bag
like
here.
a big trash bag,
We
like a
got
big hefty
We
bag.
got a hacksaw, we got a knife, and we got a pew pew.
Pew,
Oh,
pew.
can't say it because stupid.
So
Tiki
here we
Talk.
are. We have Art the Clown. He's right here, looking nice,
Very
and
creepy.
clean.
Scary, awesome, so fresh and so clean.
We're gonna put him in this bowl of cold water, and he's supposed to come out all bloody.
This is gonna be sick.
All right, let's see. I wish I
Wait,
could get
you
a
need to,
camera.
like,
Here,
You
yeah,
should, like-
use this,
I
dude. Do
can't-
the live.
Here.
I'll do the
No.
live.
That's
I'll
not
move-
the live.
Oh, that's not the live.
Oh
That's
God,
the live.
everybody!
A little bit like that.
I don't think it's gonna work like that. It's not gonna work like that. It's okay. I'm just gonna use my phone.
All right, whatever. Just
For a little second angle
I
action
need to
here.
see this.
I got it right here. Don't worry. Get in there, Art. He is now submerged.
Completely submerged.
How long does this take?
I don't know how long it's supposed to take.
45 minutes.
Nothing's happening yet. Nothing's.
Is it cold water?
It's like cold. Dish. It's not ice cold. It does recommend like freezing cold water.
Well, then
so it might take a little while.
Tony.
Hey, it's okay. Hey, listen. He's submerged. He's chilling. We're going to check back in.
Okay.
We'll check back in.
Gonna check
Bye, Art.
back in
Hold your breath.
later.
Hold your breath, Art.
Checking back in on old Art the Clown. Brian.
Yes.
We were sent a screener.
Yes. Oh, but before that,
Yeah?
we got a pre. Okay, so we not only did we get a screener, which I watched, but we also got pre-screen tickets to another movie.
Oh, we're going to talk about that movie.
Well, we're talking about movies. I figured,
Let's
why not?
just jump into it.
God, you look so uncomfortable. Is that okay?
Yeah, so I can finally cover some of my things that I want.
Yeah, Kelsey, you actually watched movies and stuff.
I did. I watched movies. I watched shows.
This is going to be a very movie-centric episode,
Yes,
I think.
I think this one is just going to be...
Because we got a lot of movies.
Yeah.
We got a lot of toys and games and movies.
Got to do it in a
Me and Brian went and saw The Front Room.
Yeah, we
with
did.
Miss Brandy.
If there was ever a movie that I wish you did not miss, it was probably this one. Simply because I just want to see how it. I got 2 words: greasy strangler.
Really?
Yup.
With Brandy in it.
Yup.
That is okay. When
I thought, yeah.
When
so hard
I
to
see
believe.
even like the cover, you know, like the cover title, cover,
title
cover.
The
What is it? You know what I'm talking about?
the
like the poster,
picture, the
the movie poster.
Yeah.
This looks like almost like a Scream-esque movie from that.
Or
That's
even-
like what I had in my
or
mind.
even like The Killing Game, like a Stephen King, like
some kind of like thriller,
like a mystery, like not a mystery, but
mystery.
like a thriller, like a husband and
Whodunit.
maybe like a killer husband wife
Yeah,
thing,
something.
I was completely sold on that as well.
Yeah.
One thing changed my mind. On the title, the cover, whatever you call it, what they do in these screeners is they'll put it full screen before the movie, and it'll just be that picture. Well, on the picture, if you look, kind of in the background, but it's pretty apparent, there's a door and a reflection. And I was like, because of that reflection, I was like, what does that have to do with any of this? I thought this was a horror movie. It looks like a person standing with like 2 canes.
Oh.
And so you're like,
Like an old person?
yeah, and you're like, what? What is this movie? Okay. Well, Tony, I really want you to start off with this because this movie was so Tony. I did not
my
expect
God.
it. I was
I
blown
didn't
away.
either. I did not expect what I got at all, and it was
The best surprise.
so good.
Yeah, for him.
So good. Basically, it's a very simple plot. Brandy and her new husband she's pregnant. They just moved into a new house. He's really busy with work. He's trying to be like a new higher power lawyer, and he's working on cases. He's constantly busy. She's very pregnant. She's trying to get the house together and everything like that.
Okay.
Also, real quick, just to preface, this does play a part. He's white. She's black.
Okay, so this plays a part. It's like,
Yes.
okay.
He does not have a great relationship with his stepmother, who's basically raised him his whole life. Her name is Solange, played by Catherine Hunter.
Okay.
What else has she been in?
I don't know.
I was going to say.
I'll look it up.
So basically what happens is it turns out his dad dies, and Solange moves in with them. She's going to help take care of this baby.
Well, yeah, Solange gets it all. She
Yeah.
gets the everything. And she said, you know what? How about I give all of it to you,
How about I give it all to you?
except you have to take care of me, basically.
Norman Jean.
Norman Jean.
Norman Jean.
Is what she calls that guy. And she traumatized
She
the
walks
shit
with
out of him.
2 canes, and it's like General Grievous coming down. Just
The way they make her look like a creature with these 2 canes is so comical to me.
So,
it's
so she's like terrorizing Brandy once she moves in?
So she's very much is like, I want my son, I want this baby, and I want this house for me, and I want Brandy gone.
Dang.
So she is just like making Brandy's life hell.
And the husband knows this, or like they're being really
The husband
sneaky?
knows this, yeah, but he's just like,
Like, what do you want me to do? She's old.
kinda-
She's my
yeah.
mom, kind of, sort of.
Well, and he doesn't want to stand up to her because he literally was traumatized his
hate that.
whole life.
What a little bitch.
Yeah.
About how, because she's insane. She's got like that
So
southern drawl.
He should have cut her off a long time ago. He should have kicked out one of those.
Well, the
canes.
thing is Brandy and her husband, they're broke. Like, they don't got a lot of money.
Oh, she's the one that has money.
And she has a ton of money. And in order for them to, like, she's
able
like,
to-
the way what happens basically is like, she's like, I'll give you all of my money,
all of the estate, all of it.
everything, but I have to live with you guys the rest of my life.
Yep, but now I live here now.
But she's evil, so she's gonna live forever.
So, like, she's like just doing things to drive Brandy crazy.
Like, what's an example?
Shitting,
Shit in the bed.
pooping. She'll
And then
be-
just blaming it
she'll
that she's
be-
old.
Yeah, she'll be in the bed. So so like there's a part in the movie where she's like, help, 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 MESS mess.
Double
Like,
S. I made a
M-E
double
S
mess.
And go into her bedroom and she has just like
Is it everywhere?
poo-pooed and pee-peed everywhere.
It shows it.
This
Yeah.
movie was
And so like the husband, he's like, I'll take you to the bathtub. Let's get you cleaned up. And she's like, and then she'll like so
stare.
the husband will like have her and she'll look over the husband's shoulder and she'll stare at Brandy and be like,
and glare at her.
like smile. And you said it the best. It's like when we left it, you were like, she's like Cartman. And the
In an
more
old
I
woman.
thought about it, I thought about every episode of South Park where Cartman is like scheming and
And he's
shit.
like
Yeah.
so
Or when
psychologically.
he's like,
so
or when he's like,
much Cartman.
and then immediately he's just like, fuck you. Like, that's
Oh
when
my God.
she's insane. You remember? I'm going to say one thing, and this is the only other, the same feeling I got from this is the same I got from this movie. Do you guys remember Barbarian?
Yeah.
And this is a huge spoiler to people that haven't watched Barbarian. So, like, just don't listen for 10 seconds. But you know how Bill Skarsgård, we're like, oh, he's going to be the main star of the movie. And then all of a sudden, the scene when his head smashes into the wall and explodes like a watermelon, and while your jaw's on the floor, they like 1, 2, 3 switch to
Like a
Justin
jovial,
Long
coming out of the
singing
bathroom.
on the PCH in his car. That
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
comic relief with the shock and horror. That is this movie constantly.
Oh, it's,
because
like,
you're
always like that?
laughing because you're like, she's insane. But then you're like, oh, what the she's fucked up. And then you're like, oh my God. And then you're laughing because you're just like, I can't believe I'm watching this. Everyone in
Dude.
the movie, the theater was going, and Tony's just going, yes! Just laughing. And I was
Remember
like,
whenever
oh,
I said about
no.
The Deliverance, how much I can appreciate a movie when they fucking go for it? This
goes for
movie
it.
was like a Hail Mary touchdown with the toes still in, man. Like, oh my God. Catherine Hunter's character Solange is my favorite movie character this year.
Wow.
Maybe in a while, because oh my God.
That's saying that, like you were saying, it's like Greasy
She
Strangler.
is
That's saying that after
wild in
we
this
watched
movie.
Greasy Strangler this year.
I am
There's a
going.
part where Brandy's upstairs and she comes down and looks downstairs and Solange is just walking normal. And then she looks up and sees Brandy and she goes,
And starts like leaning up against the wall. Yeah.
Oh my God, she's like the Grand Maester from Game of Thrones. That acts
Yep.
Yo.
And he's the
so
fuck.
crazy.
She's the worst. But what's so funny is we went into thinking like, cool, we got this movie. Let's see. You know, it's probably just going to be like a little
Yeah,
thriller.
yeah, whatever.
Like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
And we'll walk out of it being like, average movie. Way to go, Brandy. You're still. Oh man, we could not have been more wrong.
Dude.
He thought it was absolutely stellar and
5
wonderful.
stars.
I laughed my ass off. I felt a lot of emotion. So this movie did its job. 4
I
out
went
of
on
5.
Threads.
4 out of 5.
and everything, and I was like, hey, I understand everybody's really excited about Beetlejuice,
But
but please go see The Front Room.
Yeah.
Because guess what I want? I want more front room movies, not more Beetlejuice movies,
And
okay?
here's the thing,
I need more movies that's just like ape shit.
But
Fuck it.
The difference is, and why you might actually like it, is because it's well made ape shit. Like this isn't
what a
Bigfoot.
sentence to come out at first. Wait.
This
Before you-
isn't
That's what the
Bigfoot.
A in A24 stands for, is ape
Ape
shit
shit
24/7.
because what they did with this movie, the mixture of comedy, sheer shock. Oh, we forgot to mention she's kind of a racist.
Oh, you think?
So I'm just saying
Thank
that
you.
plays a part. But
Brian.
I also, well, hold on. I was going to say, because she has such a southern drawl and some of the things she says, I can't wait for this to come out in streaming so I can watch this with subtitles.
So you know, like, what
oh
she
my
actually,
sweet
like-
Lord. There was times because she has a real shrill voice.
This is
like
one of those
that.
movies too that if you're watching it for the first time, I don't know how it can even happen anymore because it's already been out, but like watching this in a full theater of people who have never seen this,
Their
and just
reaction made it.
hearing everybody's reactions. Oh my god! Like,
That seriously makes a movie for me. Like
Dude.
You would've
being
loved it.
surrounded, we're like,
Oh,
oh,
you would've
I wish I
loved
could have
it.
made it. Damn.
What's sad is I know people are going to see Beetlejuice and it's going to make billions. And then this movie is so crazy and should be seen by a lot more people than I think are even going to be interested. It's a shame because it's good. Do we have good news on Art the Clown? Should we check in?
Here's an update on Art the Clown. A little update. There's
Still
no,
clean.
no blood.
I don't
no
think it's
blood.
gonna get any colder.
No blood. I
I
mean,
have
this
ice.
water
What
is
if you
pretty
put 'em-
cold.
put 'em in
You
the
have some
fridge?
ice? Put some ice in this.
You put 'em in the
It's kind of
fridge?
like I don't want to like soda like to get on it.
Well, at this point, we need something because it's not working. This
know
is
what?
cold water.
Here,
What if
Scoot
you,
it-
what if
scoot it
you
this
put
way.
some
Well,
water
the
in that?
directions,
Scoot it this way.
the directions even say like, oh, you can just spray this with cold water and it'll change. I don't know.
Damn. Come here, Art. You're getting an ice bath.
Yeah.
I hear these are really good for you. These are
A little
like
cold
trending.
plunge.
Oh, he's taking a cold plunge.
Yeah, that and pickleball.
There you go. Oh,
Can't get away from
Gee,
it.
you're making
Sorry.
a mess.
sorry.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
All right, there's
now
a
he's
little-
sitting on ice.
No, he's real colder.
So how many shits in the bed would you give this movie?
Oh God.
He said 5.
5.
Perfect.
Perfect.
I say 4.
Oh, okay.
If it was a little bit of something else, it would be incredible. But I felt a lot of
I
emotions.
think it could have used like a more grand ending,
so maybe 4.5 for you.
but
there's something so simple and sweet about
Yeah.
it. I like the fact that it was just a nice little bow.
Yeah.
Like, yep, this is the way it should end.
it's like, oh, okay. And then it was like, oh. Mm-hmm.
And then you're just like, that a girl.
Nah,
It's
that a
cool.
girl.
It's cool.
Anyways, yes, great.
Step into the Tarot Tavern, an online space where the Tarot Bard shares his knowledge of the tarot on his social media. It's more than just a place for readings. It's a gathering spot for those seeking wisdom, adventure, and deeper understanding of the cards. For more information, check out his Instagram and Linktree to learn how to book a session or hire him for your next event at Jared_the Tarot Bard or Linktree/the Tarot Bard. That's JARED_the Tarot Bard, BARD.
I got one final movie.
Yeah?
Watched it the other night. If you guys know, sometimes I get a little goofy. And while I'm watching movies, I like to document my experiences on our Instagram stories.
Which I love.
The other night, I watched Mikey.
What's that?
Mikey is a movie starring Brian Bonsall. I think
Never
that's
heard
how
of
you
him.
say his last name. He's the kid from Blank Check.
Never heard of him.
Never seen Blank Check?
No, is that the one with Adam
Jesus.
Sandler?
Okay, anyways. Older people know what Blank Check is. Don't worry about it. Blank Check was the Disney movie from the 90s where the kid gets a blank check, writes for $1 million, and buys his own house, and he hangs out with Rick Document from The Burbs. And
That sounds like an old Disney movie.
yeah, it's a good movie.
Like My Date with the President's Daughter.
It's classic. It's kind of weird, though, now when
H.E.
you go back
Gilmore.
and watch it, and there's a weird relationship between the little boy and the private investigator lady. It's kind of weird. Anyways, Mikey is about this boy. He's like 12-ish, maybe. And he's knucking futs.
Uh-oh.
The movie literally opens up. The first 5 minutes of the movie, he's already offed his family,
Jeez.
his adoptive family.
The kid that wrote the $1 million check?
Yes. He is Mikey. Mikey is crazy.
And
Has
this
nothing
is
to
a
do
Di-
with the plot.
And this is a Disney movie.
No, Blank Check is a Disney
That's
movie.
the blank
Jesus.
check. Oh.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Yes, I literally just had like such
Your
a
brain is a
yeah.
blank check.
I literally just for real.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice, dude. That's
I
sick.
just had like some weird like my
Welcome back,
my
Kels.
brain just like skipped
Your
over
brain is
middle
still in
details.
San Diego.
Dude, she just checked out. She just was like,
San Diego.
No, he's crazy. He didn't like his adoptive family, so he immediately off them within the first 5 minutes. Gets adopted
him.
to a new family. And things seem to be going okay. The little kid from Jurassic Park is in it. Not the main little kid, Timmy, but the little kid who, like, Alan Grant's like, ugh. Where he's the kid that goes like, that doesn't look very scary, like to the velociraptor. And then Alan Grant's like, oh, yeah, that's what you think. And then you're looking at the raptor, right? And that's when they come. Not from the front, but from the sides. And the other two raptors didn't even know they were there. And then they claw at you with this, and he's got like the big old thing. Anyways, Jurassic Park rules.
I love when Tony talks about stuff he's all passionate about.
He's like his next door neighbor friend. His friend's got an older sister. She's super cute. And Mikey has a crush on this sister. Well, his sister has a boyfriend.
It's bad news for the boyfriend.
Bad news for the boyfriend.
Dang.
And then he just kind of like gets pissed at this new family he's with too.
Oh, man.
How did they explain, like, to the new adoptive family that what happened to his previous family?
They tell him that it's so tragic they can't talk about it. It's locked up.
Because they were so brutally murdered.
It's so like it's locked up. It's
And we're
confidential.
It's like, oh, we're so sorry.
It's confidential.
You poor thing.
It's an open investigation.
And the teachers start finding out. Turns out this movie was made in Arizona.
Yo,
Yeah.
we might know this guy.
It looked like Paradise Valley-ish.
Oh, that's where I live,
kind
kind
of.
of. Yeah. Yeah, I have a killer next door.
But yeah, Mikey has like some one-liners in there that he throws when he like takes out some of these peeps, and
Zingers, huh?
he's got some zingers. And then the ending, just the last like 20 minutes of Mikey. It's just so out of this. Like, just what's going on right now? It's like he's an 11-year-old kid. Just go kick his ass. Like,
Yeah, literally.
Just go drip him. Like,
everybody's
push
like,
him down.
"Oh, Mikey, what are you doing?" It's like, go kick that kid's ass. Like, he's tiny.
That is legitimately how I feel about, like,
Push
Chucky.
him in the street. Yeah.
Like, where it's like,
kick him.
Yeah, just punt his
Run
ass
up and
into a
clothesline
river.
the hell out of this kid. Like, he's sitting there
just,
like
like, hold his
putting.
head.
He's got like a bow and
He's like a
arrow in
bully
at
him.
the end of this movie. He's like pulling it back and getting it ready, and they're just standing there like, Mikey, what are you doing with that? It's like, go over there, punt this kid across the room.
I'd be like, Psh.
But they
Slide your
don't,
room.
and I'm so glad for it because
The movie's hilarious.
it's hilarious.
How many? I don't even know what like
many
things to
arrows?
rate.
You can say how many boom boxes
How
would
many
I give this
boom
one? Dude, I'm gonna
boxes?
give this one a good 4.
Dang, almost
4 out of 5.
Okay.
I had
What
a
did you say you watched this on?
fantastic.
Oh, I watched this on Peacock.
Peacock.
Yeah, dude, I had a good time watching Mikey. Mikey was great. Like, I highly recommend just getting some drinks in you or getting something else in you, some value sesh,
Heyo.
watching Mikey. So good, dude. Just if you, I'll try to make a highlight of it because I was losing it during this movie because I was just like recording the TV screen. I'm like, what's gonna happen next? And like I couldn't even like hold my phone anymore at some points because I was laughing so hard.
Dude,
It's like-
please make TikToks so I can watch those.
Okay.
I gotta see that.
Oh
That'd
my
be
God,
hilarious.
dude.
If nothing else, it'll be contagious laughter, I'm sure.
Probably. But yeah, Mikey on Peacock. Brian Bonsall.
Peacock.
It's got the dad from Ferris Bueller's in it.
Dude, there's so many random people in this movie.
Yeah, there is.
Wow. When did you say this was made?
92?
Oh, it's old. This is when I was born. Oh my
Yeah, dude.
God. So it's a 90s movie and it's wild.
That's why you don't know Blank Check probably because it came out at like the same time. Blank Check came out like 93-ish maybe.
You remember that movie where Sinbad was the president?
Yeah, First Kid. I think that's the same kid.
Get out.
I think he was in First Kid
Did
too.
I just call that?
Wait a minute,
No
let me look,
way.
let me
What
look.
kind of weird
Was he
glitch
in
in the
First
Matrix
Kid?
shit? What?
Let me
see. Do you remember the dad? That dad from that movie scared the shit out of me.
No, it wasn't the
So
same
close.
kid.
He scared me because he looked like my friend Bobby's dad, and he's so evil in that movie. And Sinbad ends up shooting him. No,
I
he
love
shoots
Sinbad,
Sinbad,
dude.
And then I think Sinbad shoots him.
I love Sinbad.
Yeah, that's so good.
Sinbad, like, there's this movie Sinbad made with Phil Hartman called House Guest, and it's so fucking good.
My favorite was Kazam.
Yeah. Well, that was with Shaq.
That was the Mandela thing. Everybody knows.
Sinbad was never in a movie
Yeah,
where he
dude.
played a genie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
he was.
No, he was
man.
not.
He absolutely was.
I worked in a video store throughout
It
the
was
entirety
called
of the
Shazam.
1990s.
The movie.
And at no point And I not only did I work in this video store with I worked because
This is why I started this.
it was my parents' video store. But I know every movie that came out in the 90s.
Okay.
None of them.
There was a
yes,
movie.
Shazam.
Yes.
Yes,
but-
he was in a movie
but
called Shazam.
That. Uh-oh. Okay, so there was this. Remember the kid from Home Improvement, the blonde one?
Yes, Zachary.
Zachary,
Ty.
yes.
Yeah.
So he was in a movie that I can't remember. It must have been Shaq then, but he was in a movie where I remember he could like.
He was the bully?
I don't know. He was the main character, and he could
Okay.
like. I'm pretty sure he could make the wishes, which is why I think I associate it with the genie movie.
Yeah.
But regardless, I remember a scene where there's this tree, and he climbs up the tree because he's in all this sand, and there's these little sand sharks, and these fins come at him in the sand. And he's like, oh! So he climbs this tree, and he wishes for to be pizza, and they're like, and then he's like, oh, what kind of toppings? And he gets bubble gum, and he gets bubble gum on top of the pizza. And I was like, I will never forget that scene, and I know it's that kid, and I know it was like a part of that movie, and that's what I always associate Sinbad with that movie, because I'm like, oh yeah, and Sinbad was the genie, and like for that kid from Home Improvement, and it's like, no,
What movie was this?
I know, and now I have to know, and no one knows what I'm talking about, but I distinctly remember watching it on like the Disney Channel, and I remember him being scared of the fins in the sand, the sand sharks or whatever, and so he climbs a tree, and there's pizza on the tree, and he pulls the pizza off, and there's bubble gum on it. I'm not making
That
it
would
up.
be so
Sorry, I'm
cool
going
to
down
have.
now I'm going down a Zachary Ty Bryan hole.
His IMDb.
They made a direct to like video Thor movie, and he played Thor.
Hell yeah, straight to Walmart bin.
Yeah.
Dope.
I'm looking for this movie you're talking about.
Yeah, dude. I will find it one day. I'll find the scene, and no one is going to care except me, but this will be such like validation that I know this wasn't like just a fever dream or some crazy drunken night. I know this movie exists. I know I've watched
Principal
it.
Takes a Holiday.
I don't know. Was
Could
he a
that be?
kid? He was a kid.
Yeah.
So it was
He was in First Kid.
Whoa.
Damn, it all comes around.
Dude, and
guys are
in First
conspiring.
Kid, he loses his massive snake. His big python gets out of his terrarium.
He also starred in another movie that by the time we come back here to record,
Yeah.
I want you to find, watch, and review. It's called Bigfoot, The Unforgettable Encounter.
It sounds like a fun. Is he gonna party?
I don't know.
Is he gonna go find White Castle?
But
Dude,
it has
I need to
Zachary
find
Ty
that.
Bryan in
I
it.
need to find that movie. I
Okay.
swear I'm not crazy.
While you guys are looking for that movie, I watched a movie.
Time for Kelsey's
guys-
movie. Here
No
we
way.
go.
So proud of
the
me.
one she watched all year.
I watched Fear. Have you guys ever heard of it?
With Mark Wahlberg?
With Mark Wahlberg, Reese Witherspoon, Alyssa Milano, in like the early days of their acting. 1996, I watched it free on Tubi. I fucking love this movie.
Dude.
I love this movie. Okay, first of all, I just have to say, Mark Wahlberg
There we go.
is so damn fine. So damn fine in this movie. So it's really hard, like, to separate that from, like, you're supposed to hate his character.
Yeah.
But I'm like, God damn, he's fine.
You want to go on a roller coaster with Mark Wahlberg.
I want to go on anything that Mark Wahlberg would tell me to go.
Damn.
Yes. So the premise of this movie basically is Reese Witherspoon is in high school. She's out and about. She ends up seeing this guy at this coffee shop, and they kind of make eyes, whatever. Her friend convinces her to go to a rave type party thing, and guess who happens to be there?
Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg. They, they do their thing. They, make out that night. She says, I have to go home, la la. They fall in love. They start dating. And, he seems like the picture perfect boyfriend.
Till he starts drinking.
Till he starts getting possessive and weird and yes.
Oh, you want to
This-
go out with your friends? I don't fucking think so. Because you're mine now.
say-
all right? You live for me.
Oh my
all right?
God.
Except he never really shows this side to her.
Oh.
It's like to everyone around her.
And she
Yeah.
doesn't see it?
Yeah, she
So
doesn't
it's
really
like
see
Shallow
it.
Hal. She sees him as Mark Wahlberg, but he's actually looks like Donnie T.
God, that would be a true horror.
Who's Donnie T?
Donald Trump.
Oh. I thought you meant Donnie Wahlberg. I was like,
So obviously he gets really possessive of her and starts doing all these crazy things, and then eventually she does see it, breaks up with him. There's this scene in this movie where so the dad has this classic car. It is this old Mustang. I was like, it's this like red Mustang, beautiful car. He comes out, the car's busted up to pieces. There's a sign on it that says, "Now I've popped both your cherries." So it's like stuff like that. And then there's like this one scene. So it's like there's definitely like corny things in it. There's this one scene where he's in the mirror and he's like with like a razor blade or something. He's like doing like this backwards thing in the mirror where it says like her name's Nicole. It's like Nicole for the letter 4, Eva. And it's like looks so bad. And then like the dad ends up going into his room and seeing all these like pictures with like her face on them and like all these things. And so it's like corny in like in so many ways. But I loved this movie.
You just love Mark Wahlberg.
No, it's an actual great movie. Like
really?
Yeah, it's actually a really good movie. Like and there was a lot of people online too because I was like, I gotta learn more about this movie.
I believe it won a couple MTV Movie Awards.
Probably.
I remember that's where like
that good.
I saw like a lot of like MTV Movie Award stuff at that time.
I'm not shocked.
Oh, wow.
I was a teenager, obviously, and I watched this, and like, there's this scene that just always stuck with me. Where like he's like cheating on her, and he takes some girl to the bedroom, but he like picks her up, and her butt is out.
It's her best friend.
And he like smacks her butt, but then he grabs it and like pulls on a butt cheek. I remember watching that first time. I was like,
why did he do that?
Oh.
I should try that.
Well,
that's what it's like whenever you get to be older and cool.
You get to grab butts.
Get to grab some butts.
Get to grab some cheeks.
well, that scene is not very consensual, so
It's
that's
bad.
probably why.
He's a bad guy.
He's a bad guy.
But that butt slap grab situation was like, that's weird. Like,
I mean,
I'm just saying.
I've heard of like just, but then like the,
And then like,
like all right,
like a cat getting his
Kinda,
claw
yeah.
stuck in a blanket. Like,
I would give this. Wait, let me rate this really quick.
Yeah.
I would honestly give this movie because I enjoyed it so much. It was like a 4 or maybe even a 4.5, like cherries to me.
All right, what else you watch?
Okay, so just really quickly too, I've started a couple shows on Netflix. One is called The Terror, which is
Does that have like the thumbnail of like the old man on the cover? He's just like,
oh my God.
Yeah.
Don't say anything.
okay. I won't spoil it.
That's a book that I own. Is it about?
Well, have you read-
is
how
it
long have you
about
owned this
ice
book? Yeah.
And they're on a ship.
yes.
Okay.
I won't spoil anything.
La 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 la. I got it.
It's basically like the Royal British Navy are off trying to find a passageway through the Arctic, so in that way they can like have better lines. It's like late 1800s, so they can have like better lines of trade and stuff like that. The ship, like it's getting really icy, gets like compacted, and then things go from there. So it's like there's also a mix of Inuit. Or I don't know if it's Inuit up there, but like, Eskimo, like magic and people and interaction, things like that. So like all these like weird things started happening and you don't know what is like hallucinations or like, cabin fever or like what's like magic and all these things. So it is like interesting. I wouldn't say it's like a must see. I'm sure the book is probably like a lot more interesting.
Typically.
So for me, I would say I still haven't completely finished it yet, but I'm on like episode 9 out of 10. Right now it's like probably like 3 out of 5.
Dang, and it's only
like-
one episode left?
Yeah.
It better be a
it's-
stellar ending.
I mean, yeah, it's like it's interest. Like it keeps my interest, but it's not like something like, oh, you have to see this.
So the reason why I know about that is because I was listening to a podcast, like the only other podcast that I care about, that has to do with stuff that we like, and they said that this book, jump scared them. And then the other person on the podcast was like, how do you get jump scared by a book?
Yeah,
And he's
literally.
like,
The words are
"Dude,"
there.
He's like, I read a lot of horror, and there's a part in this book where I was literally like, oh, and like literally like, what the fuck? Like jumped and was like, I
Okay,
was
Zach
not
Baggins.
and I was like, whoa. And then I was like, what is this? What?
Huh.
And I started listening, and he's like, it's called The Terror. And I was like, it was like, and then it was like, yeah, these guys on this icy boat, and they're like, I was like, say less.
I mean, there are like creepy things that happen, and it is very interesting. I like the characters and things like that, but for me, it's not like obviously since I haven't like totally binge watched it
Sure.
and like gone straight through, it's not super. And then just really quickly because I'm only a couple episodes in, but also on Netflix, it's called The Midnight Club, where basically it is this hospice house for teenagers.
Whoa.
So kids go there basically that are terminal to die. But there's this, like, what they do is they meet at midnight to tell these ghost stories, like, and they make things up. But while that's happening,
That
like,
sounds
weird
cool.
things are also happening in the house.
sounds cool.
That one is actually kind of creepy, scary.
What's it on?
It's also on Netflix.
I don't have that
So
one.
yeah, I
Shit.
haven't finished that one quite yet, but
Yeah, The Midnight Club, that's based off of a book by Christopher Pike.
oh, look at me just being so worldly, watching
Yeah.
things based off of
You know
books.
Christopher Pike? Did you read any Christopher Pike books? I didn't read any.
Oh no, Chris Pike. I thought that was the guy in Star Trek.
That's Chris Pine.
Chris Pine.
Chris Pike was the, grew up in the 90s. The 90s was a lot of like this versus this. It was Nintendo versus, you either had a Nintendo or you had a Sega.
Right, you had to pick a side.
You had PlayStation, Xbox. I don't think that was like till 2000. But WWF, WCW.
yeah.
It was Christopher Pike, R.L. Stein.
I was a Stein
Dean
girl for
Koontz
sure.
and
Yes. Stephen King.
yeah.
But yeah, Christopher Pike's books were like fierce, like the rival to Fear Street books. Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And
I
I
know
never
what
read
you're
any
talking
because I was like, R.L. Stein.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, I was
Yeah.
R.L. Stein, Nintendo, WWF. Leave me alone.
Damn, leave me alone.
I pick my sides.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't finished it yet, but it's a little scary. It is a little
Nice.
scary,
Nice,
so
nice.
that's probably why I haven't, because I scare myself watching it.
I will give another quick example of a book that is way crazier than the movie. This is kind of a bad example because the movie still rules. Jurassic Park. If you guys know what the book is like,
Yeah.
oh my God. It's like
It's like extra scary.
oh,
It's
and gory
very
and
different.
violent. Here's the thing.
Oh, yeah.
Think about this from a movie. We just talked about this. Every movie you make is to make money, right? That
Yeah.
goes in the big screen. That's just the way it is now. They can't put out, this is Jurassic Park. Everyone's going to want to see dinosaurs in this massive world, but it's rated R. Ah, shit. Well, now we lost all of the kids.
like, yeah.
Why would you make a dinosaur thing, which is primarily a children's thing, rated R?
Yeah,
I think the PG-13 is the highest they ever got. So, from the book, kids don't read books, especially this big. Like, it's an old, thick son of a bitch. And when you're going through it, you remember the scene, what's the guy's name with the glasses? The big guy, Newman.
Dennis
He
Nedry.
goes,
So he gets stuck in the Jeep or the truck or whatever, while those like
I love those things.
dinosaurs thing. Yeah. Well, in the book, let me say this. In the movie, they like spit on his
Right.
face, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, gross!" And he's covered. No. In the book, it's like acid, and he's pulling flesh off of his face, and he's trying to get the acid off, but his skin is peeling with it, and he's literally screaming. It's like super drawn out, super bloody and gory, and that's just one scene, and it's like, oh, this is what they couldn't do in the movie because kids. So I'm hoping that the terror is just like that. Then again, it's Netflix. They usually don't hold back pretty much.
No, it's
anything,
pretty
so-
gory. It's pretty gory. There are now that I'm like kind of like
Yeah.
now that you're doing these
Jogging
things,
your memory.
there are quite a bit of things that. Yeah, it's very gory, and there are things that you're like, oh shit.
Okay.
Like, okay.
I can't
So
wait.
I mean,
I
I
can't
think
wait
you
to
would
read it.
really enjoy it. I just like, for me, like the middle kind of got like a little like, meh.
Gotcha.
But it's good. It's entertaining. It's not something that I was like, okay. I
I think if I'll read the book and then watch it just to see. I watched a movie. No, I did not watch a movie. I watched a documentary. Our friends over at Small Town Monsters sent us a screener, and I do not want to get the title wrong because it's kind of a long title. It is called On the Trail of Bigfoot, The Ancients. I guess it's not that long, but still. This is a documentary that clocks in at about 2 hours and 22 minutes. So this is very much not a Tony watch.
No.
Seth Breedlove, I believe is his name, is like the main guy that is kind of talking about his lineage and his past in this, of where he grew up and like where his family's at and where his family's buried and all this stuff. He goes through a lot of the area where he's at and like his family and past and all that stuff. It takes a while to get to like where the Bigfoot stuff comes in. But when it does, he talks about some really cool stories that is himself, his family members, other people from in the town and stuff. He gets some really good witness account stories. The whole thing is shot really, really, really well. Like their camera is just incredible. The shots of the landscape and the photography, really, really well done. And throughout the whole thing, as they're talking, there's a lot of like, it looks like, you know, like it's almost like an image, but it's like slowly moving. Like it has just a little bit of motion in it, and then it'll be like the next thing, and it's like, it's just like, I don't know, I can't really describe it, but there's so much imagery in this where they're describing these creatures and these giants and all this crazy stuff. Pretty interesting if you're a Bigfoot nerd like me, if you're super into cryptids and like all that, definitely give it a watch. I actually don't know when it's going to release because we got the screeners. They sent it. So I don't know. It might already be out, but On the Trail of Bigfoot, The Ancients. I don't know if it's out yet, if it's coming out, but I will say Small Town Monsters puts out quality stuff. They have really good stories. They don't have like, you know, it's not about finding Bigfoot. It's not about the big proof and all that stuff. But if you're a nerd like me and you love good stories and, you know, just the good lore and stuff, check it out. I would say solid 3 out of 5. Sweet. This is, thank you so much for sending it. That was awesome. Please send more. I love it. I want more.
It's been about 35 minutes now, and Art the Clown
is
not bloody
clean.
still.
He's still
You need to like put him in the freezer or something.
pure white.
I mean, it says
put
in the
ice in there.
directions, it even says like spray him with some ice cold water.
I mean, his fingertips look a little bloody.
No, that's because his gloves
Are they just
are
gross?
cut.
Oh.
In the movie, he has fingerless.
He's not. Anyways,
Damn.
I don't think he's gonna be bloody at all by the time we're done here.
Well, maybe we just need to.
Ooh.
Oh, jeez.
Boo!
No.
Who made this?
Maybe you just gotta freeze it. Just throw it in the freezer, and then he'll be in a block of ice, all bloody like that. Evil
I
Izzy's.
guess so.
We'll have to return it. We'll get another one. Try it.
I
Try a
don't think
different
it's.
one.
Well, it's not Evil Izzy's. It's whoever made these.
No, that's what I'm saying. We'll go back
They
to
don't
them
work.
and trade it out. See if we can get a different.
That
one.
don't work. Anyways, I tried to do something fun.